Hey guys, Gary with iLocal USA. Had a interesting little battle that I had going on with QuickBooks and PayPal, and this is something really unrelated to what I post, but I thought maybe it could help somebody. Because if you have QuickBooks Online and you predominantly use PayPal as your checking account or that's where all your transactions are going through, there's really some kinks, and there's a couple of fixed type um, websites out there like Snappy.com is one of them. There's a few others that charge you fees because I noticed in threads that people can't when it comes to uploading, downloading files from PayPal and uploading them into QuickBooks. Everyone says it doesn't work. So I played with it a little bit, and first, I just wanted to let you know, I'll go ahead and pull the PayPal in. You have to do your custom date ranges, but you have to be assured that whatever you're going to do, that you pull your custom date range within what you figure would be 1,000 transactions. Because when you're working with QuickBooks, okay, in this case, I've been working. I'm on my last month at what I'm pulling in. When you're working with QuickBooks, the max that you can upload as far as fields are concerned is 1,000 at a time. Okay, so I mean, I did it month by month, but so anyway, you go in here and you go into your transactions and you do your custom date ranges, a month, 2 months, whatever you want to stay within that 1,000. And then once you go ahead and you have those, you download them in a comma separated value. So in this case, what I've been working on was um, was 2014, and I was doing December. So I'm going to run December 1st, and we're going to run that all the way to December 31st of 2014. And then so I can view that. There are like two different ways of doing that, and then I can go ahead and I can download all of that activity. So the funny thing is, and this happens all the time, whenever I go to download that activity that I searched, it gives me other dates. So you actually have to manually put them in. Really kind of quirky, but just the same, I hope this helps you. 12/31, 2014. And we're going to do comma delimited all activity, and then we're going to say download history. Now, why am I doing this? Well, first of all, if you connect your PayPal to your online QuickBooks initially, you're only going to get maybe a month or a couple of months worth of transactions. In my case, I connected yesterday and all it gave me was February of 2015. Today, I'm recording this February 24th, 2015. That's all it gave me. Okay, so now my files are ready. So I'm going to go ahead and save this file to my desktop, and I'm just going to go ahead and call it as a C. May. I'm sorry, what am I saying? May, December dash 2014. So I needed to go back and get more of a history for 2014 to pull into QuickBooks for tax purposes. And I found it was just a nightmare dealing with Snappy or any of these other programs. I was getting error messages and so forth. It takes a little data massaging, and I just made this video to show you. So I'm going to save this December 2014 to the desktop. I'd already had the file there. Let's go ahead and downsize this, go into that December 14 comma separated value file, and here's what you've got. Okay, so what you're looking at is a bunch of data that QuickBooks is never going to understand. So we want to keep the date. We want to get rid of the time and the time zone. Okay, and delete those out. Now yours may be different. Like so, I can pull over my QuickBooks interface for the transactions that are being pulled in that I still have to delegate into QuickBooks. But I've got date, description, payee, category or match, spent, received, and of course these are the actions that I'm gonna have to add for QuickBooks later. But I'm gonna line this up pretty much with the way I have my QuickBooks set up online as a not-for-profit company that I'm doing this for. and your business may be different, so your setup may be different. Just understand that when you're creating these fields to match. So we're going to keep the date, the name. We're going to go ahead and change that to description as per it was on QuickBooks, and for the type, we're going to call that the category or match, which was or match, which was the other field that was on there. Status and currency we do not need. We're going to delete those. For the gross income and PayPal, I'm gonna temporarily just change that to spend. And then for the next field, we're going to call it received, because that's the way it's set up in Facebook. I'm sorry, not in Facebook, in QuickBooks, some book. All right, received. Excuse me for my spelling errors here. Correct that. Okay. All this you can take out. Just run it all the way to the end. You don't need any of this stuff. Delete it. So here we have date, description, category match, spent, received. First thing I'm going to do is take this and line up the cells the way that I want. We're going to go ahead and grab everything below the first field and highlight it. And then the first thing that we have to do is we have to take out things in PayPal that really don't need to go into QuickBooks. So I'm going to explain that to you. So here we have, we're going to go to data, we're going to go to sort, and the first thing that I want to do is go to the category or match, which is your column C. So we're going to go to column C, okay. So over here, we had some ATM withdrawals and fees. We want to keep that. Authorizations can all come out, because authorizations were just, they were authorizations. They were the first step of the amount that was actually charged against the account. So you don't want to be pulling those into QuickBooks, because you're just going to have a way more transactions that you need to actually farm from your new transactions into QuickBooks than you need. So we delete those. We have a couple of canceled transfers. We don't need that. Okay. So you're just cleaning it up. You're massaging your data. Debit card purchases, that's all legit. Donations received, legit. Express checkout, payment sent. Order, payment sent, okay. So we have all this. Very good. Pending balance payment. We don't need that. Delete. Pre-approved recurring payments sent. Those are all legit. Request received, but hasn't been paid yet, so we're going to take that out. Okay. Shopping cart payment received. And then we have another shopping cart payment. I don't know what that could be for, but anyway, those are legit. That's a legit. Looks like a test transaction. Temporary holds. All of those can come off. They don't need to be in there. Okay. And there's a boatload of them. And there was an update on an e-check, which we didn't need in there. So basically, I've just gotten rid of everything that needed to be deleted to clean this up a bit. Now, the next step to massage our data is to grab a hold of it again. Here's where it gets funny. Okay. And we're going to sort it out. I'm just keeping my header up there. So we're going to take this now and we're going to sort it out by get rid of this old data that was in that category that we made. Now we have spent and received. Okay, so now what we have to do is go in here and sort by D. So let's go ahead and do that. We go back to data, sort, and instead of C, now we're going to sort by D. Okay, so now we know what our negative transactions were that we spent. Okay, and then what we received will start in the positive category right over here. So we're going to grab all the received, all right? We're going to copy it. Then right next to it, in that new category we made for received, we're going to go ahead and paste it in, and then of course delete the other data that we had in the spent category. So now it should look like this, all right? We have our headers correctly to match up. We have our date. Now, a couple of things about QuickBooks Online. QuickBooks Online doesn't recognize commas. So these payments are going to freak it out. I kid you not, okay? And negatives, because of course in counting, a minus sign or negative and a comma and a numeric sequence is uncommon, right? Yeah, well, okay, I know, I thought it was funny too. So anyway, what we have to do is we have to go in and grab these two, format the cells as just a general number, okay? That's it. That got rid of all those commas and everything, right? Then we're going to take this data over here, and we're going to go home, and we're going to go replace, and we're going to take all those negative symbols, and we're going to replace them with nothing. We're just not going to put anything in there. We're going to say replace all. There's 63 that were replaced. There. Now we have it. Spent, received, no negative signs, no commas, and numbers that have required them. All right. Then we take this file, we save it as, in this case, what it was before, December 2014, save. File already exists, so I'm going to overwrite it, okay? Then we're going to go into our QuickBooks. We are going to go to File Upload. We're going to Browse. On my desktop over here, we're going to go to that file, which was December of, December 2014 right here. There we go. We're going to click Next down here. The account that I had set up for this was checking. That's what I called it. You know, yours may be different. And click Next. So now it intuitively knows the date is there. It's the format that I want. Description is description. And now it says bank shows amounts in 2 columns. Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that credit field and we're going to show that as received. And our debit, we're going to show that as spent. Okay. Now when we click Next, it's going to recognize that data. And then we're going to click Next again, and it's going to ask us, do you want to import these 121 transactions? We're going to say yes. It's going to go ahead and import them. And then, once again, you can customize QuickBooks any way you want and the way you're going to match up your categories. This is loading. As you see, those transactions have added. So now I was able to go back and I was able to import all of 2014. It took a few files to do it. I did do it month by month. I probably could have done it quarterly, but once I got used to it, I thought, this video could be very, very helpful for you. So essentially that's it. I got a lot of work in front of me as far as now putting all these transactions into QuickBooks, but it certainly makes it a lot easier than having to fight with other programs or pay for other programs to help QuickBooks communicate with PayPal. Once again, if you have any questions or need any help with anything, just give us a call. This is Gary at iLocalUSA. Hope this video helps you out. Have a great day.